A busy family where the mother hardly has any time for her children. The mother is always preoccupied with her job and meetings. That's when the children's father brings home a robot to fill the mother's absence. Now the question is, can the robot replace the mother? And how will the children's mother take this? Also, will this robot be able to fulfill Joe's needs? We will learn all these things in today's story, so let's begin. At the beginning of the story, we see many robots in a warehouse, which look exactly like humans. Among them, a robot suddenly activates and looks at the moon in the sky. Then we see a family with 5 members. Among them, the younger son's name is Toby, and the youngest daughter's name is Pixie. Their mother's name is Laura, and their father's name is Joe, and their eldest daughter's name is Maddie. Joe and Laura both work outside, so they need a caretaker to manage their house. That's why Joe takes his little daughter Pixie to a factory where human-like robots are available. Then we see the robot that suddenly activated and was looking at the moon. And this robot's name is Mia. The manager there tells Joe, "This robot is brand new. Inside Mia, you will find all the features that a family needs." Meaning, from managing the house to driving, Mia can do everything. Pixie likes Mia at first sight, so she insists to her father that she won't go home without Mia. So Joe has no choice but to buy Mia. While leaving, the manager hands him a document. We will know what is in this document a little later. Then, when they bring Mia home, Toby stares at her with his mouth open. Seeing this, Maddie starts teasing him. Actually, everyone in the family was very happy because Mia was brought home, except Laura, because Joe brought Mia home without any discussion with her. Laura thought Mia would take her place, and that's why she was so angry. But later Joe tells her, "How can a robot replace you? I brought her only to do household chores." But still, Laura can't stand Mia at all. She thinks that this robot can understand all their words and has emotions like humans. Then the story goes back 5 weeks, where we see some people. Although they look like humans, they are not humans. They are all robots. The behavior of a boy named Leo among them indicated that they were all trying to escape from something. Actually, these robots are different from all other robots, because the robots available in the market don't have any emotions. Only these 5 have human-like emotions, meaning they are made in such a way that their feelings work like humans. And we will understand how this is possible as we listen to the story. After walking a long way, they feel like someone is following them, so the 5 of them go their separate ways. After a while, Leo and Drain feel that someone is taking their companion Mia away, so they both start following them. Then the story comes back to the present, where we see Leo. He is searching for Mia with a picture of her in his hand, asking everyone. Then Drain tries to explain to Leo, "We shouldn't look for Mia like this, because those who kidnapped Mia are very dangerous. They have all the illegal business dealings. By now, they might have changed all of Mia's systems and deleted all her memories." Then we see an elderly scientist who has some people from the government. The scientist's name is Neil. Then the government officer clearly tells Neil, "Give us the robot you have." And this is not a request, it is a government order. Then we see that Neil has hidden a robot in his wardrobe, and this robot's name is OD. It is the first generation robot. However, due to being hidden for so long, some of its systems have also developed problems. Then the story comes back to the family again. Laura was always watching Mia, and she repeatedly felt that Mia might take her place. But Mia understood these things and assured her, "I am just an AI robot. I have come here only to do your necessary work. I can't do anything beyond that, and I am bound to do whatever my primary user commands me." Here, let me tell you one thing. Mia's primary user is Joe. So Mia is bound to do whatever Joe commands. Then we see another boy named John, who is a friend of Mia and Leo. Here we meet another person, whose name is Hob. This Hob was actually following Leo in the forest. And on the other hand, Maddie always bothered Mia. Actually, Maddie considers Mia a complete machine. So Maddie did whatever she wanted with Mia. On the other hand, the scientist Neil is trying to fix his robot OD. After trying for a while, he brings OD back to its previous form. Then we are introduced to another new character whose name is Pete. He is a police officer by profession. Pete's wife is actually physically disabled. Pete also has a robot at home, which Pete can't stand at all. Then we see Leo and Drain again, who come to a club to find their other friend Miska. Here we see Miska working as a sex worker, mainly hiding herself here. Seeing Leo, Miska thinks that he has come to take her. But Leo tells her, "I will need about a month to find Mia." Here we understand that they 5 might have some secret mission, and their mission is not being completed because Mia is not found. Then the scene changes, and we see John. He was in a facility with Hob. Here, the one who provides funds to Hob clearly states, You will not be given much time. Try to find the others as quickly as possible. Then we see Neil trying to kill his robot OD. But he can't do it because he saw OD as his own son. On the other hand, we see Mia and Laura. They were arguing again for some reason. Laura warns Mia not to go near her daughter Pixie, but Mia tells Laura that this is her job, to take care of everything in the house. Meanwhile, Mia's behavior starts to become strange day by day. She goes out of the house without telling anyone and looks at the moon, just like she did while she was in the warehouse. And Laura notices all these things and decides in her mind that she will remove Mia from here tomorrow. On the other hand, we see Miska in the club. She can't accept this situation, and the pressure of anger is clearly visible on her face. Meanwhile, despite Laura's repeated refusals, Mia comes to Pixie's room again. Then she takes the kid out of the room. As soon as morning comes, Laura wakes up, so she immediately goes to the room to see if Pixie is there. But through the gap in the door, she sees that Pixie is sleeping comfortably there. But after entering the room, she sees that Pixie has changed her nightdress, and the one she took off is wet. Then Laura immediately wakes Pixie up and asks about it. But Pixie says, "I didn't change any dress." Then the scene changes, and we see John and Hob. Here Hob successfully hacks John's memory and retrieves all the data from him. Then they convert these into a video, and in that video they see Mia. Again, the story goes back to that family. Laura notices that the girls have washed Mia's shoes. When Mia is asked about this, she says, "I went out at night to see the moon, and then my shoes got muddy. That's why they washed them." On the other hand, Drain tells Leo, "We should stop now." Meanwhile, Laura continues to interrogate Mia. "Tell me the truth. You took Pixie out yesterday, didn't you?" In response, Mia says, "I am just a simple robot, and I don't do a single task outside of someone's order." On the other hand, Leo comes to a factory and shows Mia's picture, asking him, "Did you update her?" Then the man asks him, "Well, tell me the truth. Are you a police officer?" Meaning, he didn't want to say anything to Leo, which caused Leo to get angry and first hold a knife to his throat. But immediately many people come there, which caused Leo not to do anything. On the contrary, he gets beaten a lot. Seeing his companion being beaten like this, Drain feels very bad, which caused him to join Leo and start beating them and somehow escape from there. On the other hand, Maddie and her boyfriend steal a robot from school and start changing all its systems. But Maddie has never done this work before, which caused the robot to inform the school of all the details of Maddie and her boyfriend due to security protocols. Then when they realize that the situation is getting out of their hands, they both quickly run away from there. Then Laura is called from school. The principal clearly states, "What your daughter has done is a crime, which may cause her a lot of punishment." However, since Laura is a lawyer herself, she did not easily let go of such words about her daughter. She also keeps retorting to the principal's words. Then we see Miska, who looks very frustrated. Actually, robots don't have any emotions, but they 5 are completely different. So Miska has become very annoyed due to being stuck in this club day after day. On the other hand, Toby keeps an eye on Mia all day, meaning he likes Mia very much. Then we see a robot that has turned Neil's life into a prison, because this robot keeps an eye on Neil 24 hours and forces him to do all the work. Then the story goes back to Miska again. Today, an elderly man has come to her. Miska wants to know about her profession from that man, but the man gets annoyed at Miska's questions and starts misbehaving with Miska. Miska is already annoyed, and on top of that, the man's bad behavior makes her angry. She gets very angry and grabs the man's throat and kills the man there. Then she wears the man's clothes and takes a diary from his bag and leaves from there. But at that time, the owner of that place tries to stop Miska. However, Miska was so angry that she killed him too. Then Miska takes out the transmitter from her body so that no one can track her anymore. And the story ends at such a moment. So friends, if you liked today's story, give it a like, and if you want to see the second part, let us know by commenting. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Everyone stay well, stay healthy, tata.